Hi, I'm Bobby Plude from Equip to Endure. A while ago we did a video at a surplus store. All right, this is a surplus saving survival kit. I know a lot of you have asked us to do a video on that, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. The only thing that we've added to the kit was my own personal knife and a filter system for filtering water. Be right back. This was something that they actually used in Vietnam. It's like a twitch-up shelter. As you can see, it's attached to an overhanging branch. You can actually put a tripod over this if you wanted to actually keep the pressure up on here. I've got the stakes in the front. They're a little bit higher. This thing is facing to the east. I have smaller stakes in the back so that the back is actually lower than the front. I have a Y-stick driven into the ground to hold this up, so when I get in and out of here, I'm not disturbing it. So people have been actually contacting us and wanting us to do a small video on actually what we put in here, what we could do with it. This was one of the purchases at the store. All right, guys, I'm going to set up. I'll be right back. So I'm going down to the river right now to get some water to boil. I'll be right back. Remember, if you're going to go near a stream or the edge of a pond, or to even cross a small river, you want to step where the sand is lighter. Right here the sand would be lighter, but right now it's soaking wet. So if I actually wanted to get closer to the water, you see the lighter sands are actually, the lighter color sands, are actually more dense. The real dark sand is usually muck underneath it. So if you step on real dark sand crossing a river or getting near the edge of a stream or in a pond, usually you'll go up to your knees. Okay, I want to show you guys a little something. This right here is a mink track. Actually the hind legs are smaller than what it shows here, but because of the wave action, it's actually opened them up. But you can actually see the front feet of this track. If you look over here and pan over there, you can actually see where the animal was foraging. There's another footprint, and then you can see where he actually was in the water foraging. He followed this whole edge, you can see it. He come up here, he went down there, he come up here, he went down there, and that's what they do. Basically, a mink is a water animal, but it doesn't usually stay in the water. It follows edges. It's in and out, and it goes into crevices looking for things to eat. It eats crustaceans, frogs, fish. It eats almost everything. Now, what I like to do is, when I'm filling a canteen, I don't like dipping the canteen in the water. Because if, say you're dipping your canteen, and this is a fast-running stream, and you slip a little bit and let go of this, it's gone. So I like filling it like this. I mean, people would probably argue about that, but I've done that from experience. I've actually I don't like to fill it all the way up when I'm boiling it, because I like to give it a little room. You just seen I went to the stream and got water. Now, what I would do is, if I was going to purify this, say I was going to use iodine, or I was going to use some other form to actually kill the bacterium and everything that's in here, that's how I would do it. Normally, what I would do is I would boil this and then pour that into here until this was full. I just wanted to let you know that's what I would normally do. But I do have some purification stuff that I'm going to purify this with after. But right now we're going to boil this cup using the sterno. And another tip, please, when you're in the woods, when you're doing something, if you're in a situation or you're lost or you're even trying to make camp, sometimes people get in a hurry and they set their knives down. If I was standing over there and I was cutting something and I set my knife down, walked away from it, my knife is camo green in the handle. I could lose it. So whenever you get done doing whatever you're doing, please put your knife back in the sheath. Another thing you want to do is, when you're buying these, you actually want to play with them. I mean, not really play with them, but pick them up and shake them. Feel the weight, because a lot of times they will come empty and you don't even know it. So make sure that it's weight, it has some weight to it. You can take this all off if you want. You can just poke holes in it. I mean, basically, and you can see it's like a gelatin. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this right out. I was just going to poke holes in it, but I changed my mind. Again, putting my knife back. Okay. So now, this has a lipped edge that fits right in that lipped edge. Okay, so what we'll do is, comes with matches, and they're stick matches. They're made out of wood. They're not cloth. There is a proper way and an improper way to light a match when you're trying to light something. You actually don't want to hold your match way up here and then bring it down. Because if there's any wind at all, and you can see there's very little wind here today, what you want to do is you actually want to take your match and light it right down there where it needs to be. And that's lit, but you can't see it. So I'll just throw those in there. And it is hot. Okay, so I'll put my water in there. Level it out a little bit. The 550 cord. We had some pieces of 550 cord that we also put in here, and that's what I used. So even if it's a piece this big, if you think it's junk, save it. It's not junk. You can throw it in a kit, and you can actually tie. That's what I did with these corners. I tied junk. I actually took the guts out of the 550 cord so it actually flattens out. So when you're tying it, it actually ties better. It'll stay better. Okay, with this canteen in a fire, you'll see that it actually has a ring in here that you could take this cover off. If you need to, you could just take it off here and drop it in the fire. Okay, now you don't actually need anything but this to boil water. You can put that up against there like that. I prefer to take this off. You just have to be careful. You have to watch it. You have to maintain your equipment very well when you're. If you were in the field, you would want to take this off. I mean, it won't get damaged, and you'll be able to keep your equipment. Now, this water is almost to a boil. It's got a little bit of bubbles in it. I like to let it go 10 minutes. In a real situation, I would fill this to the top, boil it, time it for 10 minutes. This would be empty. I would dump it in there, and I would stick it right next to the fire. And what it would do is keep it warm and continue to actually kill anything that's in there. You don't have to. I like to be safe. A lot of the areas that I travel in is full of animals. It's full of beaver. It's full of muskrats. There could be a dead animal upstream. You don't know. So what I like to do is boil it, put it in here, and put this right next to the fire. You could also just boil it in here. It's just quicker doing it this way. You could actually put this in the coals. Okay, when you're cooking, once this turns into coals, you put this over the coals, push all the coals into here, and then you can cook on that pan just like that. Like I said, multi-purpose. You really want to put things in your kit that are multi-purpose. This is a very inexpensive kit. And you have shelter, you have a way to make fire, you have a way to purify your water, you have a way to cook. So now you see I have this up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here. It's not much to keep me off the ground. What I would do is, in a real situation, I would fill the inside of this with different pine needles and leaves and stuff like that, so that it actually keeps me off of the ground. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm just going to climb in. So now I'm inside. I'm on the blanket. Just got to move it around. And that's my shelter. It gets a little too hot, which right now it is. I just lift this up, just like that. We've gone through this kind of quick, but there's just a few tips for you to set up a camp in a hurry. This thing only took me about 10 minutes to set up. I've done it quite a few times. I've actually slept in this. It's low enough to the ground so that wind won't pass through there. You want it tight. The back is tight. The sides are tight. The front's a little bit loose for this. But when I pull this down, it's still pretty tight. And that's basically it. That was all with that kit for right around $100. I'm Bobby Plude with Equip to Endure. If you want any more information about this, you can email me at bobby@equiptoendure.com or adam@equiptoendure.com. We could give you the information on everything that's in here. I think we've already done that, but if you want more information, we have it. If you want information on where to get some pretty good food to put in your bag or water purification stuff, just give us a call. Just remember, if you're not always prepared, you're never prepared. Thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoy this.